Good morning, children. It's your old pal Brian. It's probably around 8 o'clock in the morning here in the mountains of Montana. Been enjoying flying my whirly gig. Yesterday I broke it right about here-ish on a landing, and I knocked one of the servo guides out that had been knocked out before. Some UHU glue, and 30 minutes later I'm up in the air. I love UHU. I think it's toxic in California. So today's Piffle will be varied as usual. I'll be talking about travel. We are leaving the sea and the mountains for the Badlands. We'll spend about 6 days or so back in basically desert. There's a reason why they call it the Badlands. The world will start getting greener when we get into Duluth, Minnesota, and then there's one other place in Minnesota we're going to be. And then wife has us camping either right on or right near 3 of the Great Lakes inland seas. So that's pretty cool. We're going to be in a marina where she'd made arrangements to stay at a really nice RV park, and it's the lady that ran it or something, they had to shut it down, but they had a sister park at a marina, which is on Lake Superior, I think. It's on a canal that leads to Lake, or not canal, but a body of water. It's actually a lake next to Lake Superior. So, wifey's pretty slick. Looking forward to heading back east. It isn't that I'm homesick, but I'm kind of gearing up for being on that side of the planet. Wife did a really great job creating a new itinerary for the trip. We're both kind of getting cold feet about Alaska. We're reading, just this, that, and the other about it. There's a 250-mile section of highway that's in really bad shape. We're not interested in tearing up our rig.
Welcome to Open. Switch warning. Throttle hold. Flaps at low rates. Stabilization off.
So I don't know what we're going to do that way. We're planning to go again next year, but what we may do is discuss the virtues of flying out. I've already been. Her sister has not. And it would be a snap for me to send them two out via airplane.
Telemetry lost. Telemetry recovered.
I wouldn't mind going out again, but it's just not that big a deal. Okay. Run cam is ready. Run cam. SQ12 cam.
Throttle active.
Taking off. No wind this morning, which is a good thing. Wanting to dive a bit. Needs a click, but I want to stay out of the trees. The embarrassment of having to go to management and let them know there's a whirly gig in the trees. Now my buddy Eric liked to fly with a little bit of down. I never have. I like my stuff flat. Seems to me that Mr.
4 minutes.
O-ring is getting to be a tad old. There we go. Yeah, I could have used Insta-Trim, but I can't get it to fly flat. You want it to fly flat and straight. Here we go. So today's itinerary will be to go do a hike. It's going to be about 85 today later on. It doesn't get really hot until much later in the afternoon, which is kind of crazy. In Florida, it gets hot right now. So what we're going to do is go hike just inside the national park. They have a trail where you can carry your dog. And we're going to carry our beautiful princess. I rue the day that she passes away because we're going to be absolutely heartbroken. And I know it seems morose to discuss things like this, but it's not. The reality is that we're all put here for an eventuality, and it ain't immortality, if you'll pardon the alliteration. So yeah, we just get to spend so much time with her, and we know her each and every nuance, and she's spoiled, and we love her to death, and we try to take her with us everywhere we can. So there is that. If I'd mentioned it before, forgive me, but basically Glacier is one long road, a 60-mile road. Actually, it's longer, but you can't get over on the east side because the Indians are smart. They do not want COVID, so you're not allowed over there, and you're not allowed in Canada. Yeah, and Canadians are smart. So what happens is that you have a kind of a one-hit wonder. You get to go on the highway, and then there's a dozen or so hikes, and one or two I'd like to do. There's one at the pass that I'd like to do. It's real pretty, but you're just battling the sea of humanity, because with the east side of Glacier closed, what you have is people funneled into a very relatively small area. So we don't want to be party to that. Shout out to Eric with a K back at Anacortes KOA, if you're still watching my videos, by the by.
1 minute.
What else? Yeah, today's last day effectively, and we're going to clean up tomorrow and do the laundry and all the sundry stuff. I've got my oil changed in my truck and topped off my cat pee, and we're ready to start pulling back to the east. We'll come off the mountains, and it'll be sad. It's going to be hot. One friend of mine is like, "Oh man, you better look out for the weather. You're going to get snow." Well, we'll see. Right now it's 90 when I arrive at Harvey or wherever I go there. Oh, we got to go ahead and land. Landing. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Speaking of interesting, the place that we stayed before for 113 days in the beautiful state of California is on fire. We saw that yesterday. The RV park is right there in California where they had lightning strikes, 10,000 lightning strikes, and things are going awry, and those folks actually have to evacuate. So to say I'm glad I'm out of California would be an understatement. Oh, and by the way, thanks again, Stephen. This thing rocks. And I tell you what, the internet loves it. They have done testing and more testing, and it is a loved device. Alrighty, I'm gonna leave the camera pointing southwest. So, yeah, that's horrifying that where I was at is on fire. And what sucks about that is they'd had some really bad fires before.
Telemetry recovered.
And by really bad, I mean unbelievably bad. It burnt them up.
Switch 1.
That's why everything looked dead around there.
Throttle active.
Taking off. Been entertained by Steve Fly's Low videos. Oh man, he is prolific, and gosh, it's just fun to watch somebody wring stuff out. I am not a wringer of things out, which almost goes without saying. I'm a wee bit conservative in my flights, which there again goes without saying. I got my adrenaline from the job. There is nothing more fun than tracking a man. Animals are smart. Wild animals. But men are smarter, presumably. I was watching
4 minutes.
Dale wrote a neat little piece about doing paintball. Well, we used to train with paintball back in the day until a friend of mine lost one eye. He fell down and his mask came off exactly at the same time somebody shot him with a paintball. It was terrible. Lost an eye on the job. But we went to another device called simunitions, and basically you're using your handgun but simulated bullets. They shoot wax, and let me tell you, they hurt when they hit you. I mean, they will cause a nice bruise. I got hit on my inner thigh. Never got hit in training, and got hit when I was going to go render first aid to a bad guy.
3 minutes.
They taught us to render first aid to bad guys after you shoot them, and I went over there to render aid, and the mother effer shot me. Note to self, make sure your bad guy is incapacitated. Don't put your gun up. So, anywho, yeah, it was a fun read. That was where I got my adrenaline, was on the job, and not so much flying whirly gigs. So people have to get their adrenaline wherever they can, you know. And by people, I mean men. Women tend to not suffer that need as much. So yeah, life is good. 52 when I come out this morning. Be 85 today. Be 90 when I arrive in
2 minutes.
Harvey, Montana, 300 miles due east of here. Staying up top though. Up top of the state. And then, yeah, heading towards the Great Lakes. And then cutting across, I don't know, Wisconsin maybe or something. And then Ohio, and then Virginia. And then wife and I are going to have to discuss the virtues of whether we want to go back out to, attempt to go back out to Steve Flies Low.
1 minute.
Whether we want to figure out whether we want to go to Alaska next year. We're, like I said, getting cold feet. You know, it's pretty hard on your equipment. I just read one yesterday where this one lady's talking about it's hard on your equipment. this thing is the best. Stupid whirly gigs.
Throttle hold.
Well, we'll call that. I might pick it up and just fly it around to make sure I didn't tear anything up good. But a little, I think this is their drain field. Little hill is in the way. And then we're going to call it. We'll pick it up, make sure it still flies.
Throttle active.
Yep, it flies. I actually had the other batteries charging. Landing.
Throttle hold.
All right, thanks for hanging out with me. It's always fun. And I wish all the best. All the best. Trying to get my camera off. Oh man, come on. Gotta love Velcro brand Velcro.
Telemetry lost.